The best part about this car is the speed and the handling. What's up, guys? Today is going to be one of my favorite videos that I've ever made, and it's all the reasons why I think the 2024 BMW M340 is the best daily driver on the market. I've wanted to make this video for a long time, and it's going to be a pretty long video, so you might want to just, grab something to drink, kind of hang out here for a little bit. But I'm going to go through all the things that I love about this car. I'll go through the options that I got on this car, and I'm just going to walk you through, a range from things that are really convenient to things that are truly life-changing. And I'm going to show you the car that I came from, which is a 2003 Infiniti G35. It was an amazing car. I kept the car because I love to drive it, and I don't want to give it up. But I'll show you what that car looks like. So just when you watch this video, keep in mind the perspective that I'm speaking from. I came from a car that's pretty much now about to be a 23-year-old model, and I never had an infotainment screen in any car before. So, things that I might rave about in this car, you might sit there and say, well, that's been in every car for the last, 10, 15 years. And it's my very first BMW. I fell in love with the brand when I was 6 years old. I've always wanted a BMW. This is my dream car. I'm never going to sell it or get rid of it. So yeah, I am really excited about this video, and let's just go ahead and get right into what the car actually looks like. I got Drive It Gray as my color, as you can see here. Kind of get closer. And you can see how dynamic the paint is. It basically has these gold flakes embedded in the paint, and it really comes alive during twilight hours, during sunset hours. I mean, it just is really an incredible dynamic paint color. I think it's the best paint color that BMW offers. And I just like how in the front, it just looks really stealth. You got black on this dark gray. I also love the DRLs. They're menacing, especially when, you pull up behind somebody and they see this thing, it's tough. All right, here's a beautiful interior of this car. And as you can see, I've got the mocha colored seats here. I think these are a really good choice. Beautiful M Sport steering wheel, sunlight looks good. And another feature that really improves your overall quality of life is the comfort access. It is so good on the BMW. And I'm going to approach, and you'll see how seamlessly you can get in the car. There's no hesitation. And a lot of other car manufacturers, you have to kind of wait a little bit. Not with the BMW. You approach, unlocks, and you're in. Works the same way in reverse, of course. So we close the door, and I'll walk away. I'll probably get about maybe 20, 30 feet away, and the car automatically locks. And it's incredible. You never have to take the key out of your pocket. You never have to fiddle around with the unlock button. In my Infiniti, I had to push that key so hard to unlock it, and it was really annoying. All right, another amazing feature has to do with the trunk. So it's the kick to open. I got this feature, and it really makes a huge difference. You just get here, kick, and it immediately opens. Plenty of trunk space, good for storing a dead body. A lot of you guys watching, probably have this problem.
Well, this is really nice.
So this is the Honda Odyssey, definitely a lot of space.
Yeah, how many dead bodies can you fit back here?
At least 5.
So, great. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't, hopefully you don't have that problem. Anyway, right here, another great option. Again, this kind of a thing with the comfort access and the push to start, it's like the car just does everything for you. And that's what makes it such a good daily driver. Oh yeah, and by the way, I got the entire car ceramic coated.
Just got this thing ceramic coated and water don't even stick to it now.
I got the front bumper PPF, and I got the rear bumper PPF, and I also got ceramic window tints. These are, they're a percentage. They might be legal, they might be not, I don't know. But you can see they're not too dark. You can actually see in plenty fine. And another feature I got is the Harman Kardon surround sound system. I'm so happy I went with this option over the bass speakers. You're in the car a lot, so you want it to sound really good. Let me show you what settings I have on my system right now too. All right, guys, so take a look at my equalizer here and how I have this set up. I think this makes the system sound really good, at least to my ear. Everyone's gonna vary. But one of the things that I noticed when I got the car was that the sound system just sounded very tin canny, kind of sharp, kind of hollowy. And I played around with the settings a lot, but I couldn't really find something that I liked that sounded full to my ear. And then I went ahead and actually, and to me this is very important, I lowered the treble. And I did it quite a bit, and I increased the bass a few notches. And that seemed to, combine with the equalizer, really make the sound system sound much better. So go ahead and give this a shot and let me know in the comments if you like this or not. And by the way, now that we are finally on the inside, I will go ahead and show you the other option I got, which is the open pore wood trim. I'm really happy that I went with that. And the reason why I went with that is because I wanted my car to look more mature. I didn't want it to be a race car, you know, M340 spec. This is just the best daily driver, and that's what I wanted to make it out to be. I wanted it to be mature and luxurious and just a really nice, comfortable cabin to be. And speaking of comfortable place to be, the other option I got is the adaptive suspension, which I think is a must if you're building this car, because I recently drove an M340 that didn't have it, and it was brutal. I also did swap out my run flats for the Michelin Primacy All Seasons, and that has made a big difference. Now the car rides smooth. It's still firm. It's a taut frame, but it's way smoother than the other M340 that didn't have, you know, either of those. All right, and another incredible feature is this huge screen that you see here. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of it, but I am. I think it looks really futuristic. And I just think it's such a good experience to interact with. And iDrive 8 is fantastic. I think it's better than 8.5 and 9, to be honest. I really like this tile layout, and the resolution is really good. And that's what I really like about this. You know, if I go to Apple CarPlay here and kind of swipe around, the colors look great. Everything is very vibrant. And I just think it's really just awesome how much BMW prioritizes tech in their car. Real quick, guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like, thumbs up, and share with your friends. That's a big part of the algorithm, and I really want this video to circulate, so that would help me out a lot, and it would help Mocha out a lot, so don't disappoint Mocha. Oh yeah, and make sure you keep watching till the end, because I got a lot of really cool night shots, and the whole vibe of the video is going to change. It's going to be sick. And number one on the life-changing features list is going to be the self-parking. It is so good in this car, so I'm just going to go ahead and click this button right here. I have the Parking Assistant Professional package, and once it detects a spot, it's going to go ahead and make a beep, and then it'll park itself. Okay, here we go. So we found a spot right there. So it'll beep. Beautiful. Now, all I'm going to do is come to a stop, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this P, and my hands are off the wheel. I'm not doing anything. My foot's off the brake. But you can see here the car is parking itself. It's monitoring everything. And it's going to get close, and it's going to stop, go forward. And it always does this exact same maneuver, so it doesn't ever just back in on one try. But it is pretty quick, and it does it pretty much perfectly. I've never had any issues. And as soon as we're there, you get a beep, it's done, and the car unlocks. I mean, absolutely incredible. And it does it perfectly, parallel parking as well. And I'll show you a video of that too right now. So same deal, we'll go ahead and just hit this parking button. Well, now the car is going to scan for spots here, and it's going to find one right here. And I'll go ahead and click this. And now my hands are completely off the wheel. I'm not doing anything with my feet, and the car is just going to park itself right in this spot here. You can see. Perfect. Gives you a ding that it's done, and then unlocks the car. And it works perfectly every time. I use this feature. I'm in the city so much. I use it every single day. Man, this is one of the biggest life-changing features. It takes stress-free driving to a whole different level. A BMW. Distance from the curb here. Look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. That's perfect right there. And by the way, if you're wondering where I was going, it is Ovenbird Bakery. It's a great spot in Baltimore. If you're in this area, you should definitely check it out. The best part about this car is the speed and the handling. As you can see, my camera woman, I don't know if she caught that on camera because she got thrown back in her seat. But seriously, this is the best part of the car. It handles so well. The minute that I was sold on this car was when the salesperson took me on this route. Not this one, but he took me on this highway route, and we were going on an on-ramp, and it was a pretty, you know, significant turn, and he said, I want you to floor it. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, floor it. And so I floor it on this turn, and I didn't really go that fast because I thought the car was gonna go out of control. He's like, that's nothing, give it gas, push, push, push. And I did, and that was when I was sold. I never experienced that feeling in a car before where it was just under control the entire time, even though I was driving super fast and I was making a sharp turn. And that's when I knew this thing was legit. This was serious. This was not like any other car that's on the market. Part of being in the contender of best daily driver is the car's gotta be fast and it's gotta handle well. And this car does both incredibly well. You know, there's never any doubt. I just feel like I'm king of the road. Another really great feature is Apple CarPlay on this display. It's incredible. As you can see, it's extremely wide, so you get to see a lot of stuff. I'm in DC right now. I was just getting dinner, and first of all, Apple Maps looks really great just in general, but when you put it on a high-resolution display that's this big, it really does steal the show. And in my old car, the Infiniti, I didn't really have any good options. I mean, it had a car mount, but that didn't really work that well. I wound up just holding the phone in my hand, and that sucked, you know, to do this on all these drives. And now to actually have the car just display this like this in such a nice fashion, I mean, this is sick. So I love Apple CarPlay. I think it's great. Okay, guys, and another life-changing feature is the adaptive cruise control. It's so good in this car. As you can see, I'm driving here at night. There's not really a lot of traffic, and I love using the adaptive cruise control in situations like this. You know, it's a little past midnight here, and I just want to chill and enjoy a really good drive. And that to me is really important if we're talking about the best daily driver, because there are times when I want to book it down this highway, and there are times when I just want to chill like I am right now. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I mean, I have, you know, a really comfortable temperature set. I've got the seat heaters on. I've got my sparkling water. I got some Nerds, the Spooky Nerds candy, the Halloween edition. And I'm listening to a really spooky podcast, getting in the Halloween spirit. And this is what I'm talking about when it's just such a experience to be in this car. You know, it's doing 95% of the work, and I just get to enjoy utterly relaxing in this car. And it's cool too, this gauge cluster, I've got Apple Maps, as you can see, but I can even drop it down and, you know, bring out this podcast if I want to, and then I can switch here and get Apple Maps on this main display, which looks really, really nice. And again, it's like, this is just such an experience that you don't get in other cars when it works this well. And the adaptive cruise control in this car is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just, yeah, I'm in love, because I'm just straight chilling in this car, you know, and getting in the Halloween spirit. It's a little past midnight here on October 21st. I was just hanging out with some friends in DC, and I'm going back home. So, man, what an awesome feature. And again, just further solidifying this as the best daily driver on the market. And the other feature I love is the auto hold. This is such a good feature, and I never had this in a car, as you guys have probably guessed by now. So you just go ahead and press on the brake pedal, and the car holds itself in place. And this is so convenient at red lights, when you're in traffic, when you're at a drive-through, anytime that you're basically at a stop and you don't have to keep your foot on the brake the whole time. And this, combined with the comfort access, the push to start, the kick to open, just makes this whole driving experience so easy, so convenient. And again, yeah, this is part of what makes this the best daily driver on the market, is how well all these features work together and how much of an improvement they make on your life. Okay, and another big quality of life improvement feature, as I'm actually sitting in the garage right now, I am volunteering at the International Spy Museum. It's a private event for neurodivergent students, so I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. But I figured this would actually be a perfect day in the life kind of thing. I'm gonna put the light on here, And you'll see that we have the start stop button, of course. But what's really nice about this is that when you push this, it automatically puts the car in park. It engages the parking brake and the doors will unlock. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. There it is. You heard the car automatically unlock. The system is now shut. If we want to do the preconditioning, the remote start, we can always do that. Also have valet mode, another great part of this car. Again, telling you, perfect daily driver. Seriously, they've thought of everything. So it's just little things like that that make a really big quality of life improvement, because I don't have to put the car off, put the car in park, engage the parking brake, unlock the door. Everything is just done for you, and yeah, great engineering. This is the biggest quality of life improvement feature in a car. Like, it's amazing, because the most stressful driving is when you're going through traffic, just like we are right now. And instead of having to keep taking your foot on and off the throttle and the brake, which is a huge pain, you can just kick back and relax. And the irony is I actually look forward to traffic now, because it's an opportunity where I don't have to drive and the car does all the work. It's just such a good feature. I really love it, and it works so well. Outside of the driving dynamics, which are unbelievable in this car, I would say the traffic jam assistant is the best feature in this car. It's so good. All right, guys, I just finished at the gym. I'm a little winded, as you can tell, but this is a perfect opportunity to showcase another reason why this car is the best daily driver. So there's a car on my left, there's a car on my right. I can't really see if there's a car coming on this side of the road or this side of the road. But luckily, I have this button right here. I go ahead and click that, and it's going to pull up this camera right in the front. I can actually see the left side of the road, and I can see the right side of the road. Now, there's no car, so I know that I can just safely pull out, and we can confirm there is no car to the left and no car to the right. This is such a good feature. I use this all the time, and it's a safety feature. And I love BMWs for how safe they are. Part of being the best daily driver on the market means that the car has to be safe. And not just kind of safe, but really safe. And I feel like the BMW is really safe. And I'm going to give you an overrun of some of the really cool safety features that are in this car. So starting with the seatbelt. If I disengage the seatbelt, you'll see I get this alert here in the dashboard. And if I go beneath, it'll show me all of the seats that do not have their seatbelts currently clicked in. So now watch what happens. I will go ahead and I will click my own seatbelt in. And it's going to switch to green and show me that we're good to go. This is great if you've got kids in the back seat that don't have their seatbelt on. You'll know immediately. That's a great safety feature. Another really awesome safety feature is that once I put the car in drive and I start moving at around 8 miles an hour, my seatbelt's going to automatically fasten in, and around 10 miles an hour, the car is going to automatically lock. So let's go ahead and start accelerating, and you'll hopefully hear the seatbelt. And then you heard the car lock. But that's such a good feature. The seatbelt hugs you in, the car locks, and you're good to go. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the driving safety features. And there are a lot of really good ones in here. So we've got forward collision mitigation. This is so good. What's going to happen is if you get really close to the car in front of you and your foot is still on the throttle, or it's not on the throttle but not on the brake, then in the center dashboard and in the head-up display, you're going to see a huge red car show up, and it's basically going to alert you, hey, hit the brakes. And if you keep going, you'll get a sound and the car will automatically brake for you, and that's an amazing safety feature. The other one we've got is lane departure warning. I know a lot of people don't like this one, but I love it. It comes in handy so much. There are times where you don't realize and you're about to drift into the other lane, and the steering wheel will just automatically take control, and it'll just start to bring you back into the lane like this, and you'll feel that intervention while you're driving, and it's such a good feature. This comes in handy so much, and like I said, some people find it annoying. I find it really comforting to have. Of course, we've got active blind spot detection, and in this car, it's really great. So you see we've got that triangle right there on the mirror. But what's awesome about this car is that it's radar sensitive. So if there's a car driving your speed limit, this won't really light up until the car is truly in your blind spot. But if there's a car going super fast in the adjacent lane, that triangle will light up way before the car is in your blind spot because it knows by the time that you indicate you're going to change and actually change, that car will be in your blind spot. It's a brilliant system. It's so good, and it's come in handy so many times. Another great safety feature that we have in this car is automatic braking. So sometimes when I'm pulling out of a space, if it detects that there's a car coming on the right or left, it'll automatically apply the brakes. Or if there's just something in your way that you don't see, it'll automatically apply the brakes. So it's just great to have that backup just in case. Okay, we've also got side collision warning, and this is crazy. This actually came into play like a month ago. I was on the highway and there was a semi-truck on my right, and he started drifting into my lane, and I didn't notice, and all of a sudden I get an alert in the dashboard saying side collision detected and avoided, and I look back over to the right, and this semi-truck is like halfway in my lane. I mean, he would have definitely hit me if it wasn't for the BMW, and it's features like this that literally save your life. And this is why this car is the best daily driver on the market. There are no compromises. You get incredible speed and handling, you get all the comfort and luxury you could dream of, and you get so much safety and protection. Oh, also, how can I forget? This car literally gets 44 miles to the gallon. 44. That is ridiculous in a car that goes 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. Like, again, best daily driver. It does everything. Whatever you think of, it will do. It's fast, it's fuel efficient, it's safe, it's luxurious. You can't beat this. So there you guys have it. I don't know what else to say besides best car I've ever had. All right, I wonder what this is going to be. Let's find out. That's sick. God, I love this car.